It's Vlogmas Day 17. Happy anniversary, baby.
Happy anniversary.
Since we've no place to go, let it snow.
Welcome to the tea
Let it
life.
snow. Let it snow.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Tea Life. It's your boy Jeffrey.
It's Marla.
So we haven't done a sit-down video and or a Q&A for a very long time.
I believe since we started.
Yeah.
And it's literally been, what, 2017?
Yeah, about 3 years now.
2016.
Yeah, the end of 16. Yeah, end of 16.
Yeah, end of 16. Literally today.
Yeah,
we
that is
started on
crazy.
our anniversary.
Yep. So it is our anniversary and we have 8 years of being married. That is a very long time.
8 years.
Don't mind me if I look over here. I'm also feeding my son Jeremy. Jeremy, for the first time, he's starting to like cereal, which is amazing.
And it's Star Wars.
And it's
that's
Star Wars.
I think that's the reason why he eats it, because they little marshmallows are Yoda.
And can you guys believe it that it took me 28 years now. It took me 28 years to actually start liking Star Wars. What's wrong with me? Like, we've been on a movie marathon watching all the Star Wars on Disney Plus, and we're like, yo, this is pretty good. And my dad is like a
Huge
big
fanatic.
like Star Wars guru. Like he's a big Star Wars fan.
Anyways, going back to the Q&A, we decided to do a Q&A again after so many years because we haven't done one in such a very long
And we have
time.
new subscribers too. We have a lot of new subscribers
We
that
have
don't
new
really know us.
subscribers.
So, like, you know what? Let me give them something about us now. You know, like our marriage now. So let's jump on to these questions, guys. We have exactly 15 questions to answer you guys about our marriage.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. One of the questions is, who slid in the DM? I slid in the DMs. It was me.
And thanks to Facebook.
My cousin went to high school with him, and me and Jeffrey were both going through
Some
a
really
breakup.
tough times. We're going through a horrible breakup.
We were going through a breakup, and I was just like, wait, hold up.
She
it's his
vented to
birthday.
me, I vented to her, and it was my birthday too. I
did not vent on that.
Arizona at the time.
I
yeah.
did not vent to you, honey.
Yes, you
vent.
did.
I did not vent that same day.
No.
You vented to me.
You know what it is? I was just wanted to talk to someone. That's all. And it's just like,
And then I just came into the picture and I was like, hi, how are you? Happy birthday.
yeah. And I was like, oh.
And I had this guy there, and then all of a sudden, like, he just started posting, and I'm just like, wait, who is this cutie with the blue eyes? Like, let me find out. Now, you're not cutie no more, but
No, you're right. With this haircut,
You're just
yo,
a blue
where's
eyes
my
now.
barber at though?
But anyway, so yeah, that's how we met. I slid in the DMs.
So now the second question is,
Who pulled the first move?
who pulled the first move?
Jeffrey?
I did.
Let me just tell the story, because I don't think he remembers the story.
No, you know what it is?
Now,
I've been
you know what?
lacking of nutrients.
Lacking of nutrients, or you just forgot about our past, asshole?
No.
Let me tell you guys a story, because I feel like girls remember more.
Yo, listen. All I remember,
More
I was in a
important.
rental at the time because I was on leave and I didn't have a car back then.
Let's see.
All right,
what
because
happened.
we purchased our first car together.
Okay.
So I didn't have a car then. So I pulled up. You were like, I texted you before. I was like, oh, where are you gonna be at? Where you at?
And I'm
You
like,
sent
what?
me the
You're not
address.
here?
And so I was like, yeah, I just rented a car. Where are you gonna be at? So she sends me her friend's address, and I pull up, and it was right there by Northern Boulevard, Story Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull up, and I was like, oh, where are you? And you were like literally up the block, and I had double parked. So I got out the car, and you were like, oh, hey, and I was like, nah, no, hey.
I went for a hug, and this guy just like grabs me and kissed me, and I'm just like, excuse me, you're very rude.
Yo,
How dare you?
She just stopped and looked at me and
The
just stared.
disrespect.
I was like,
Just kidding.
damn.
I was just like in love.
Her eyes just melted.
I was so shy. Next question is, what was our family's reaction to us getting married so young? How old were we first? I was 19.
Yeah, I was 20. Marta was
in my
19. Yeah.
What was our family's reaction to us getting married?
The honest truth?
The honest truth, Jeffrey at the time, like, let me ask your grandfather for your hand in marriage. And I'm just like, are you crazy, boy? Let's just do this shit and let's get over it. And he's like, nah, I gotta ask your mom and your grandpa. And I'm just like, oh, shit, well, okay. And my grandpa met him for the first time, and they sat literally next to each other. This is the corner. He was right here, and my grandpa was right here. And he asked him, and he was just like, well, if it makes you happy, then go for it.
And he kind of like, after knowing who I was and where I come from, he kind of really, like, we vibed together. Like, we instantly clicked. It was like, all right, he's not such a bad person, or he's not a bad person.
And he has his life together. You know what? We don't want Marla to be with the other person. As long as it makes her happy, then, you know, just go for it. My mom was hysterical. She's like, how are you going to do this? You're 19 years old. You don't know.
She won't say that now.
You don't even know how to wipe your own ass. And I'm just like, wait, what?
Yes, we did get young. We did get married young. However, I don't regret it at all. Like, I'm happy where I'm at now. Like, we're 8 years in already. Like, 3 kids, 2 dogs. Like, we got a whole life together.
So what was your family reaction to us getting married? Ah, the tea is real. This is
the tea right here. Yo, so my mom was angry, and it's because it was my fault at the end. I always grew up to be kind of scared of my mother, and our relationship has always been not so close, because I do love my mother and she would give me everything.
And but he wasn't that person to like speak up. He has communication problems, so he was like so scared to tell his mom like anything at all, like how he felt about a person or like about a girl or. You
know what it is? Because I used to get hit grow up. Anything, my mother would be angry or pissed off, like, or I would be in trouble for anything. So I grew up with that. Oh man, like I couldn't trust my mother at the time because that was me growing up, you know. And I feel like this was a big moment for me to step up, but I couldn't. And I knew that whether I would tell her or not, it would always be an issue. But so then, I was like, you know what? This is my life. I'm an adult. I live on my own. I'm not at home anymore. I'm going to do this decision. And I went for it.
But then
it backlashed.
It backlashed on him, but mostly on me. Like, because everybody was like, oh, it was just on her, like, you know, she wanted to get married, or like they didn't really know me. They didn't know me at all. We'll just get to the point right now. But they didn't really know me at all. They didn't know who the type of person I was when my family. They didn't know anything about me. Yeah. Like, who the hell is this girl?
And anybody would react like that.
Anybody react like that, but then the problem is that Jeffrey should have spoken up, because at the end of the day, it looks bad on me, because like the first few years was very tough, because his mom was like, you know, you should have invited me, like, you know, kind of like making me feel bad in a way.
But we didn't get married like by church or anything like
that. We haven't gotten married by church yet, so we will. Can you guys force him to give me a
no, I want to. It's just we have some obstacles, which we are gonna get to. Just hold on.
But yeah, so his family didn't really react well. His uncle said something. What did your uncle say?
The family bridge.
Yeah, the green thing again.
I'm reading salad. He said that as a family, our bridges have been broken because he did this, and it hurt him and everyone around him.
Which I don't know how the hell we hurt him, but
it was a good question though.
That was a good question.
And this is us being honest. Like, we're not even sugarcoating anything. We're gonna tell you just the way it is.
Yeah, our family wasn't happy. My mom was, you know what, honestly.
But now
she wasn't happy. But my grandma didn't even want to assist the wedding. She wasn't there. It was just my mom, my brother, my sister, some woman, his friends at the time, his friends, and that's it. That's the only people that was in my wedding. And honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better wedding.
Well, you deserve a lot more. You know, I feel guilty of that. So.
I need my ring, yo. The next question is, do our families get along?
That's where I was going next. So the first thing I'm gonna answer is, do I get along with Marta's family? Yes, but I love them with all my heart. Like, you have no idea.
He loves them more than he loves me. Like,
yeah. Like my mother-in-law, my wife.
Like, God forbid, everyone. If we ever like divorce, I think he'll still be in the family.
Oh,
anything. Yeah. I love your family. They're my family. She's my mom. She's not your mom. She's my mom.
Yeah. Like, my mother-in-law is like my other mother. You know, that's the bond that we have. My sister-in-law, yo, the first time my sister-in-law, she started cursing out a taxi. And I was like, yo, what is this 14-year-old little girl behind me going crazy for. I was just sitting in the front.
This is my sister-in-law, yo. This is who I'm like.
I'm like, yeah, that's my sister, by the way. I'm like, holy.
My brother is like this.
The first conversation I ever had with Marla's brother was about a Mayweather fight at the time, and we
really?
were just
I don't even remember.
I remember that.
I was drunk.
We instantly clicked. We were like from that day on, it was like me and James were married. Like me and your brother were married. We're still married. My sister's babysitter is my mother-in-law. Like our entire families, like, is a huge bond, and I think that's what makes our marriage beautiful. Both of our families love each other, respect each other, always include each other, parties, dinners, everything. That exactly is what makes our entire marriage beautiful. Because Marla's
if the family clashes, then I think
that's when your marriage is not happy.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with somebody in your significant other's family, you're never going to be happy.
We had that point in our marriage. I feel like that comes down to our next question.
Yeah.
Which year do you think was the hardest and why? And I feel like like they always say the first year is always the hardest, which ours wasn't the first year.
It was tough.
It was tough because
we weren't together.
We weren't together.
Physically together.
He was in Korea. I was getting to know his family. I was getting to know his mom by myself. I was all by myself, going on dates with his mom and like getting to know her, and you know, I was here alone, and me being a shy introvert person, I was just like, oh my god. But I don't think that was the hardest. I feel like I needed my time alone with her.
Yeah.
You know, for her to get to know me and your family to get to know me, and I really enjoyed it. And it worked.
Yeah.
It really worked. I feel like the hardest year that we've ever had, which my sister-in-law always told me, if you pass the 7th year of your marriage, you are meant to be together, and you guys are going to be together for the rest of your life, which hopefully, if God permits.
I think last year was the hardest year.
Last year, 7th year was the hardest. We almost, not gonna lie, we're totally keeping it real. We're keeping it very real. We were like in a point in our marriage where we're just like, it's either we divorce or we work
it out.
We work it out for the kids, work it out for ourselves, you know. And obviously we chose to be together.
And it was a lot going on. Like there was financial issues that were going on.
And before the question before, I wasn't getting along with his family, and I feel like that right there, like some people in his family, and that right there kind of was messing us both up. Just like, I can't go to my family's house because I don't want to go without you, or like this and this and that. And I'm just like, you know what, just go. And you know, we'd start fighting, like, oh, I don't want this person to be around me, like things like that. And I'm gonna be like straight honest with you, you know. And it hurt him emotionally.
Because you're not gonna be happy like that. Like if you have problems with somebody in your significant other's family, at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna be suffering it. Because what we all want is our families to be together, always, and to be happy. And so, and
then not only does it hurt us, it hurts our kids too. Because our kids, you know,
they're caught in the middle of it.
In the middle, because they want to see their family. I was in a tough situation in my life mentally, where I was just like, I didn't want nobody next to me. So, but we moved on from that, and we grew. Yeah. And mentally.
And you know what's crazy? Like, although that whole period sucked, but it also helped us grow and be stronger
as a family.
And I think like from that event that happened, Marla is even closer to my family, and my family is even closer to Marla. Like they're more closer to her than with me, because they speak to her more than what they speak to me.
Yeah, and they kind of like understand where I was coming from. Yeah. Now we're together, and I don't ever want to go through that point in my life where we had to think about divorce because of family, because... And
it hurts you, and it really affects you mentally. Like it affects your job, it affects everything around you.
Do we want more kids? And I'm going to let Jeffrey...
Me, no. I'm good. 3 is good. 3 is what I always wanted. I'm happy where I'm at now. I don't want another kid. And I already told Marla, like, once I hit my 30s, like, there's no more kids for me, because I want to enjoy my 30s. Like, in my 20s, I had my kids. In my 30s, I want to enjoy my kids, grow up. And in my 40s, I want to party with my kids, and that's it. Like, this is it for me. That's my goal. 40s and 50s. 40s, parties with my kid, and then 50s, watch my kids grow up. I want to watch. I'll help them grow.
And grandkids.
And grandkids. That's my goal.
Pretty girl. She's right next to me. But for me, this is where we both clash. Because I've always dreamed of having a big family. Always. But I've always wanted at least 4 kids. I've always wanted an even number. I always said if it's either 2 or 4. I've never wanted 3. I wanted more. Because when I was growing up, we were 3. It was my brother, me, and my sister. And I was always like, I want a little brother, you know. I want my mom to have 2 boys and 2 girls. But we were raised with my my cousin, so I count him as my brother. But then me having my 2 boys and then my girl, I'm just like, you know, I feel happy with my 3 kids. And unfortunately I have very, very risky pregnancies, and this last one was the worst. It was traumatizing, kind of risky. So my mom was just like, please don't do it, like, you know, don't have another baby, you know, I'm so scared for you, like I don't want anything to happen to you. My husband, like, he went through hell with me, like trying to get me up from bed just to go pee every single 5 minutes because I was in so much pain. I would cry. So it's just like, I'm happy with my 3 kids. We don't know how the future, like what the future holds for us. Yeah. We can't ever say, oh, you know, we stop here. Because we don't know if God wants us to have one more, or, you know, we adopt a child, or, you know, we don't know what the future holds.
And I really wanted to get a vasectomy, and the doctor was like, no, you're too young, bro. Like, even if you wanted to, I'm not giving you the procedure because you're too young.
Even my gyno was just like, my OBGYN, she was just like, no, don't. First of all, your husband is way too young for that. And second, you are way too young for that, and you never know if you want another kid. You know, you never know. You guys are too young still to have the vasectomy. And I'm just like, you know, I'm happy with my 3 kids. And she's just like, no, I think you should rather wait. You know, after you stop breastfeeding, you be in birth control. I was like, oh, I don't want to be in birth control because, you know, it affects me a lot mentally and like physically. My brother-in-law is right behind the camera. He's just like, give me another one. Give me another one. He's always asking for another one, but no. We're happy. And on top of that, Amaya's name in English, well, in Spanish we already told you, if you ever seen my
pregnancy video,
my mommy channel, whatever, it's in Spanish it's called hija deseada, hija querida, but in English it means the end. So I feel like that's what completes our family, the end. That's the way that we see it. So we don't know what the future holds. So yeah, so we're good with our 3 kids right now, at the moment. Okay, what is your favorite physical feature on your spouse?
If you want me to be honest, it's your mole.
You're such an asshole, man. You're so annoying, huh? You're really annoying. Him and my brother has this thing with my mole, I swear. And if you've never noticed my mole, it's right here. I'm so sick of you.
I know, I think you're perfect. For me, you're perfect.
But what's your physical feature on you?
Physical, your mole.
Other than my mole, honey.
Okay, it would be your smile, your hair, your hair. I think your hair is my favorite. The model she does it curly, she does it straight. She'd be changing it up on me, and I'm like, yo, who's this? What about you?
My physical feature? Everybody says that it's his eyes, but no, his arms.
Really?
I've always loved his arms.
So the bathroom is that way?
I've always loved his arms. I think that's what, like.
And I'm over here. And the kitchen's that way.
You're ugly. And then comes his eyes, obviously, it's the blue eyes. But I've never really focused on his eyes. His mom was just like, I know you fell in love with him because of his eyes. And I'm just like, no, that was just a little touch, little sprinkle, a little cherry on top. This is a good one. So my favorite thing about you is when you set your goal, you go for it, you aim it, and you don't stop and you don't give up until you do it. I think that's my favorite thing about you, is that you set your goal, you aim for the stars, you cross mountains, and you don't give up, and you just get whatever you put your mind to.
I think it's the ego.
That's my favorite thing about Jeffrey, that he is a very hard worker, and he's a goal-getter.
And I think one of my favorite things about you is that you're the perfect mom. You're the perfect mom and wife, because yes, you're a stay-at-home mom, but you support me in every other way. So if I say, yo, you know what, like, this is our next goal, and you're like, got it, this is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna help you get there.
It's called balance in a relationship. It's balance. Like, sometimes I feel so shy of doing things, and he's just like, no, and that's what another favorite thing about him is that he pushes me. If it wasn't for him, like, I wouldn't do half the shit that I do now. Like, first thing first is YouTube, because I've always put my mind into YouTube.
She's always said, like, I want to do it, and I'm like, all right, so let's do it.
So let's do it. And I was just like, and that's how Tea Life started, because at first I wanted to start a YouTube channel just by myself, and I'm just like, no, you know, let me just get comfortable with the camera first with you. And anything I do, like, Jeffrey is right next to me. Yeah. And I feel comfortable with him. He's like my comfort zone. He's my sanctuary. So that's why I started YouTube with him, and then now I started, like, you know, incorporating more personal videos in my own personal channel, because he pushed me to do my personal channel. He pushed me to do a lot of things that I wouldn't do on a daily basis, like, you know, be me by myself. You know, I'm a very shy person.
Another question is, what is one of my guilty pleasures? So I'm gonna have you answer that.
What is your guilty pleasure? Your Xbox.
Yeah. You know, and I
like food wise or?
For me, one of my guilty pleasures, like you said, is the Xbox. Like for me, it's the Xbox.
He loves his Xbox. Like if he could be all day and night playing, if he could get paid to play Xbox,
I'd probably be a millionaire by now.
He'd be a billionaire.
So the reason why is because when I was growing up, my mom always had this thing of me to be safe, to not be involved in the streets, don't go out, this and that. So for me it was, okay, either I'll play soccer, come back home, and then what do? I'm gonna want to hang out. So for her it was like, no, you have to play a video game, you have to stay home, be safe. You know, she would say, el peligro está en la calle. So for me that was like, wait a minute, like I can't be out because bad things happen. And I would sit there and watch the news, and all you see on the news is bad things that are happening. And so I would be traumatized and was like, nah, like video games is gonna keep me safe. And it was home. That's exactly what it did all my life.
And I feel like another thing with the Xbox is just like,
it's my sanction. Like
it's his way of relaxing.
Yeah.
Like for me, for instance, I love reading. I love being on my phone, being on social media. That's what relaxes me.
Marla's guilty pleasure.
It's a very bad habit of mine.
It's chocolate. Chocolate. I can definitely say it's chocolate. Every time I go to the store, she's like, buy me a chocolate.
Give me a chocolate.
When you're happy, when you're mad, when you're sad, every emotion in the book, just give her a Hershey's. What is your favorite memory with us together?
What is my favorite memory of us together? I would definitely say Korea.
And then you met my best friends in Korea too.
Yeah, which ended up being mine. All my first was with him. Like military ball. I went to another country, like all across the world. You know, I've never done that before. Because
I was stuck working, I sent Marla on a tour and I set her up on a spa as well. And she went to go to the DMZ.
I've never been to a spa, girl. I was 19 years old. I didn't even know what a facial was, honey.
And then
yo, they massaged my tits. She went all the way in. So shy, and I was like, wow, that was the best massage. But Jeffrey, I felt kind of awkward, and he's just like, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, he also paid for my nails, my hair.
Yep.
That was the best 2 weeks of my life. I felt so relaxed.
It was a long flight though.
Long as flight, 24 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
No, but yeah, about almost 24 hours. Yeah,
I think that was the best because, oh my God, when I saw Jeffrey for the first time after months, like like the first day was the best. The best. Like the best memory I've had.
It was amazing. Yeah, I could definitely say like.
Also, my favorite memories are when I had the kids.
That's inseparable.
Yeah.
That's inseparable. Like watching my kid's birth was beyond amazing.
What was your favorite memory though?
Korea. So the next question. All right. Do you imagine your life how it is now, or do you imagine it better?
I've never imagined my life like this. I feel like this was way too much for us. I feel like our life is perfect right now. I've never seen myself happy as how I am with you guys. I've never imagined myself living in Virginia.
Yeah, that's something for me.
I've never imagined myself being with somebody who appreciates and values me.
Yeah.
Never seen myself with more than a kid or two. We have 3.
For me, I never imagined myself having kids. I wanted to get married, but I didn't know, like, I was just a kid, you know? I was young.
What is your biggest pet peeve of each other? What's your pet peeve of mine?
First things first is sometimes when Marla cooks, like, you don't put it away immediately.
Ingredients.
You don't put the ingredients back.
Anything I use.
Until afterwards. And it's like, you're done with it, put it back. Like, don't leave it there because then you don't have any space to work. Other thing is, sometimes when you eat.
Oh my God, yeah. Jeffrey hates that. I remember when we first started eating in front of each other, and I would leave like little food outside of the plate, and he's just like, why don't you use like a fork and knife? And I'm just like, I'm eating with a spoon. And he's like, why are you pushing the food with your finger?
Yeah, I'm like, don't do that.
Those are his like 2 pet peeves.
And then the other thing is, like, Marla will use 46,000 types of pajamas within a day. She'll try a shirt on and be like, no, I'm not wearing this, throw in the laundry. I'm like, bro, you just tried it on.
Hang that shit up.
Yeah, man. Whatever.
My biggest pet peeve of Jeffrey pisses me off 99.9% of the time.
Oh, that's a must.
My biggest pet peeve of Jeffrey is, well, there's 2. And the first one is communication. He does not know how to communicate. Like, That's key to a relationship, and he does not communicate at all. That's my pet peeve. When he makes plans, like without me knowing, that shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, we have to work as a team. And my second pet peeve, he leaves everything for me to do. If he walks the dogs, and my dogs have their own separate room, if he walks the dogs and he sees the wee wee pad and it's peed, he takes the dogs, but he doesn't pick the wee wee pad up and throws it in the garbage. He just sees it peed and just leaves it there until I have to go pick it up.
Alright, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself
here in Virginia,
with our house. Our kids are, oh my god, 5 years. Jeremy would be 11.
Jackson would be 12.
10.
Jackson would be 10. And Amaya's gonna be 5. Yo, time, that's right around the corner.
That's right around the corner too, if you think about it. 5 years, I already imagine myself with a big house. We want to be settled down in a house. We're done with apartments. Like, that's it. We're done with apartments. We want a house. That's definitely our main goal. Our main priority right now is to get a house.
Yeah.
So that's where own a home.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we see ourselves in 5 years. I want to have something going for myself in 5 years. That's our main priority right now. Health, seeing our kids grow, and you know, our house.
Yeah.
And being good in YouTube. Hopefully
be successful in YouTube, yeah.
Be successful in YouTube. And I'll do free promotion too. If anybody wants us to free promotion, you don't have to send us anything. We'll just free promote you, because we always support small businesses.
Yeah.
Because one day I'll have a small business.
We'll do our first one today.
What is a relationship advice you would give to somebody?
For me, I think the biggest advice is, like, honestly, it would be, like I said before, for you to be happy in your marriage, you have to have a good relationship with your spouse's family. Always make sure your relationship with your spouse's family is amazing and perfect, and vice versa. And
especially having family respect your spouse, because that's the number one thing for me.
And vice versa, even your spouse respecting
your family. There's both.
If you want to be happy, that's going to be the key.
The family has to respect your spouse, and your spouse has to respect your family, no matter what.
And be loyal and faithful. That's all. Mind you, we're not perfect either.
We're not perfect.
We've gone through a lot of terrible stuff, good things, bad things.
Horrible
But that's all part of the journey. That's all part of being married. You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna expect bad things to happen.
My advice is to never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up. Fight for what you. If you want this relationship,
you're gonna
make it work no matter what. No matter what. Because if we made it work, and we're not perfect, we're private people. We don't show anybody what we're going through. We don't show anybody our relationship. Yeah, you don't know. You can't
make your problems public, because nobody.
You can't make it public. No, you don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Exactly.
And I think that's the number one thing, is that, you know, make it work. Who is the introvert and who is the extrovert?
Oh, I'm definitely the introvert. I have no shame. I will talk to anyone. I will. You know what? I think that's why Virginia suits me, because people are very nice out here. Like, I will literally walk into a store, somebody would say a comment, I'll comment back, and with everything you know, I'm being invited to the person's wedding. Yeah. I'm an outgoing person. I'm very outspoken. I'm very kind. I'm very respectful.
He's friendly. And you can notice that I am the introvert.
Yeah.
I am.
And you just have to be humble, be yourself, and be happy, and appreciate people, because they're human beings, and nobody is the same. And the good thing is, when you speak to somebody, you learn something about that person. Whether it's good or bad, but you're learning something. That's the beautiful thing about it, that we're all different.
And I think that's why we balance each other out. He's the extrovert friendly, and I'm the shy introvert. But I'm introvert, but sometimes I'm an extrovert. I'm a mix between both, because whenever I feel comfortable with you and your energies are good, I turn into the extrovert. I am very outspoken. I talk too much, way beyond. Sometimes I give you too much facts about me. If there's one thing you can change about your spouse, what would it be and why?
Honestly, I think the only thing that I would change about you is your drive to success. Your strive to success. Gut feeling that you're doubting yourself. I think that's the thing that I wish I could change about you. Sometimes you doubt yourself so much that you think about everybody else's opinions and success, and then you're like, I'm just gonna sit here and just not even try. And that right there is what tears me apart, because you'll say you want to do something, you'll start something, you'll get everything ready, and then you see other people do it, or you see other people's success, and you're like,
I'm too scared.
I'm not gonna be like them. They already got it. Like,
I doubt
no.
myself.
First of all, you can't see it as a competition. You are gonna be you. They're gonna be them.
I'm not a competitive person.
Yeah.
I wish
she's not competitive. She'd rather give the light and the success to that person
everybody else
than to herself. And I'm telling her, like, yo, there's enough space in the world for all of us. There's enough room for everybody to grow. And so, like, when you started school in the past, you wanted to do it. You had a drive. You were driven, and then you just. You gave up.
Because I started thinking, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna be 30 something, finish school. And I'm just like, then I started thinking, because I saw a meme, messed myself up. I started thinking like that, and now I owe school. And right now, I could have been a nurse.
Yeah.
If we think about how, if I didn't have that way of thinking, I would have been a nurse right now. It's never too late to go to school.
And I think that's the issue too. Like, we started YouTube too late. Well, not too late, but we started late
because I was doubting myself. Yeah. I was just like, oh, I look ugly, I have to wear makeup, I talk so ghetto. I don't like using that word, but ghetto, that's what I was using for myself. I speak so ugly, so disgusting. I look ugly. I don't look like all these other YouTubers. I think that's why we stopped doing YouTube.
For a bit, yeah.
For a bit, because I didn't feel good about myself. And now you see me with no makeup, and I don't care if I look like a freaking raccoon. Now I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do YouTube no matter what.
Because we're here to share our life with
and people. He pushes me. So,
yeah. What about you? What is one thing that you can change about me, and why?
I wouldn't want to change anything about you. I think that's what makes you you.
What's your next goal as a couple?
Oh, definitely my next goal, my #1 priority is get married by church under God.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that is.
I think that's our last sacrament, and yeah. Well, we're Catholic, and I feel like to be at peace with my relationship, my life, my family, my kids, I think getting married by church and getting engaged properly in front of family is the way. That's my first goal.
Yeah.
To getting married.
We'll work on that.
And then also owning our house, like we said before, yeah. Owning our house.
I think that's my next, like, I accomplished most of my bucket list and my goals, but now our goal as a married is the house. Like, we need to own a home, because at the end of the day, we need to build an empire for our kids.
Right.
You know, we need to give them something, and it's going to be something that's valuable, which is a house, because everything we own doesn't have value.
Well, that completes our anniversary Q&A. Happy 8 years anniversary.
Thank you, sweetie.
8 years. It's been a hell of a roller coaster, let me tell you. But I love
you and hate you at the same time.
I love you and hate you too.
I think that's beautiful.
Balance.
It is.
It's balance. Before we let you go, I would like you guys to check out my sister's little small business that she started. I'm gonna leave the link down below. It's her Instagram if you guys are interested to get cute custom bottles. Yes, honey, you heard that right. Cute custom bottles.
That is a perfect gift.
Gift for anybody. Valentine's Day, birthday, Christmas, Hanukkah, yep. Whatever you celebrate. That concludes our 8-year anniversary Q&A.
A Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.